What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology horoscope for the weekend of December 10th and the 11th of 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good week, and I hope you have a great weekend. Let's look at the astrology for this weekend and see what's up. All right. So, Moon in Cancer, dignified, definitely trying to find comfort in our lives and inner security, how to nurture and take care of the life that we are trying to expand upon and grow, and the wisdom that's coming through as it is Sagittarius season. There's a lot of consolidation and kind of getting, things kind of in order but planned at the same time. There is, with this Capricorn energy and with the sun also sextile Saturn, definitely like discipline is very important, step by step. We got to stay on our game in reality enough. And I think that this weekend's definitely coming back to the reality of our personal life, coming back to how to feel good, how to understand that life in this reality takes time, and we can want a lot of change, and there's a lot of mutability still, and there is change, and the change is starting, and that's a lot of this cardinal energy is. I think this weekend we start to see like the glimmers of hope, if you will. And it is good to have that hope, and it is good to have, positive beliefs around a life that you feel comfortable and secure, but knowing how to, not project that onto what the world looks like, but how to come back into your own story and find the comfort there. That's very important. We do get a moment of a yod on Saturday with this moon. It's going to quincunx the sun in Sag. It's going to quincunx Saturn in Aquarius. And, I think this sums up basically exactly what I just told you. There's this moment of this finger of God that's saying we have to stay disciplined for our inner feelings, for our emotions, to not suppress things, to be able to expand upon what we feel, to be able to expand upon the nurturing capabilities towards ourselves, towards others, towards groups, towards the future. And, just keep staying on a high vibration. The more we can stay positive and have good thoughts and put gratitude out into the plan that Mercury's trying to understand here in Capricorn, we're going to start to see these things kind of shift and transform. And it's all like on the brink of getting to that place. So the moon's also going to make good aspects to Neptune today and to Juno with trines. So it's good to be imaginative. It's good. I mean, it's definitely sensitive. We're feeling a lot of, where things are going, what doors are opening, what doors are closing. We can feel like, I just feel like Saturday's like a really good day to go with the flow and to do what makes you feel good and to stay in that integrity and to not lose ourselves in, chaotic situations, because there's always going to be this level of chaos in reality outside of ourselves. But it's like coming back to the comfort of not losing ourselves into chaos that has nothing to do with us, but, to really feel into, I would say, our spiritual connection to ourselves, to our universe within us, to the universe. It's all within, right? So within. This weekend's nice. I think that there's a lot. There's really, two yods too, because the moon's going to sextile the North Node and Uranus, and there's also that, the sun's coming off the quincunx to Uranus as well. It's a little wide. It's not like the strongest, but it is there for a brief moment too, which is. It's very, we are liberating ourselves because we're finding security and comfort in our lives. And even if it's not a pure reflection coming from society or from, where we're living or where we're at, that we are kind of rebels right now in finding that security within ourselves. Not everybody in the world gets to do that. It's just not that way. Some people are very connected to the reality. And if the reality isn't perfectly going according to plan or going the way they thought it would, then they're not feeling good about themselves. And this is a good check to be like, okay, come back into ourselves, come back into our emotions, our feelings, our personal life, and find that security and that comfort to keep growing and expanding our adventure and our journey in your own unique and liberated form. And I think that that's very, very special as well. And of course, Chiron is going to it's going to go back to 11 degrees, which, Chiron's been there for a long time. Also, the nodes are at 12 degrees now. And there is that quincunx to the south node from Chiron. But we've seen the nodes at 13 for a very long time. The way they operate, they sit at degrees every now and then for a long time, and then they start moving. So we're going to start to see these nodes start to move deeper into the lower decan soon of Scorpio and Taurus, and then they kind of sit around, 1-2 degrees for a while before they finally decide they're going to make the leap into Aries Libra, which will be in June of next year. So anyways, we're starting to see sort of where things are going. And it is when the nodes stop that we do kind of feel the most like, is this ever going to go to this place? Am I ever going to get out of this? Like, yeah. So they're about to start moving. And we want to remember too with Chiron, I think it's very interesting how it is quincunx, the south node, but also the north node of Chiron is at 27 Aries. And Pluto's at 27 degrees now, and it's done with 26 degrees. And we're seeing the Pluto square that north node of Chiron. And Mars's north node is actually conjunct Chiron as well at 11 degrees now. So, and Jupiter's about to come into Aries. So much of this is about this transformation of the healing we've done between our just within our identity, within our egos, and how we're going to use our transformed ego to get to where it needs to go and kind of find out what it's doing and to feel strong and to know that we're very capable, and finding that, courageous spirit's important too, because there is like that essence of Chiron that is just like, oh geez, it's kind of painful, right, with Chiron. So we're having to definitely feel like we're just kind of deformed in life, or we're not gonna. There's definitely lack in the chart that's creeping up on people, and it is the remembrance that you're not in lack at all that is part of this transformation and finding this power that is so important, and in your true identity, that is so nurtured and supported from within that it's gonna do whatever it has to do, and it'll get through any situation that it needs to. And especially with Mars retrograde in Gemini, right, we are really learning and understanding who our subjective identity is and what our true expression of self is, and how to communicate from this more integrated, healed ego that we're all having to go through in different ways, and that we've been going through. And, it's no wonder that we're kind of still here, but it's pretty potent stuff, if you will. As we look at Sunday, the sun is going to come to 19 degrees, and it's definitely tight. It's going to be within a degree orb of that sextile to Saturn. So I mean, I like this. When you got Saturn here in Aquarius, and definitely trying to like take us into a future, help us kind of, I would say make rules for the most unique version of yourself, but it's also finding the win-wins with people. It's finding common ground. It's definitely staying on our game, but for this higher frequency within ourselves. And that's the things that are expanding and bringing so much wisdom on this journey of life that we're on here with the Sag Sun especially. Mars is going to come to 14 degrees. So Mars is moving, not making a ton of aspects, of course, at this degree, but it is also getting back in alignment with the quincunx to the north node, and it's going to start, sextiling Chiron again. So we are going to see this yod form to the south node again, which is, it's prevailing and prevalent in a transformative way that we are all having to face fears, learn to evolve, learn to change, because we are trying to accelerate towards this value system within ourselves and this confidence and this steadiness in a world that's so erratic and not steady and not stable. And yeah, and the moon is going to oppose Pluto, and it is going to trine Jupiter. So I do think that Sundays, more of that security, more of that foundation within ourselves is so important. And if we can put effort into life where we feel most in alignment from within, where we feel like that effort is in alignment with just our feelings, our abundance, our, all these different sort of waves that go on in our emotions, then we know if we're feeling happiness and we're feeling joy, we're on the right step. And we can also see deeply into where we're putting effort that's not bringing the satisfaction, it's not bringing the comfort and the expansion and the vision that we might all be looking for. So the moon is going to come into Leo Sunday night, and still out of bounds. It's like that moon is just out of bounds, everything. But it is going to start coming inbounds here in Leo. Not today, but coming into next week. So we are starting to see things kind of get back in order a little bit. And Venus and Mercury, again, are still in Capricorn, not making a ton of aspects, although the moon will quincunx Venus when it comes into Leo. And Venus is the dispositor, of course, of the North Node in Taurus. So, and Mercury is a day away from coming into shadow. So there is a lot that we're understanding about where the future's going, about the plan, about, the blueprint of what we're trying to make happen and what we're getting going here. And it does come back to inner reliance. It comes back to inner security. If we're able to feel really good in creation and what we're doing and what we're putting our effort into, then there is definitely a feeling that, yes, there's abundance here, or no, there's not. And that's perfectly okay either way. But there is like a persistent energy this weekend. It's like, got to keep going, got to go forward. And then there's also the energy of, I need to chill out and really assess how I'm feeling, and then come back to next week kind of ready to go. And that moon will be in Leo, and it's definitely going to want to look for the fun and the love in life. And even on Sunday, we come into that. So I do think that the astrology looks pretty good this weekend and coming into next week. And I think this weekend's a good time to consolidate the emotions and really find the foundation that stabilizes us and makes us feel secure. Put energy and effort into that more, and then make sure that it's bringing happiness and fun as we start the next week. And we'll get a really good sort of picture that we've kind of been like, where's the picture I'm looking for? Everything's been, whoa. But gets a little better. Of course, the sun's starting to square Neptune next week. So, I mean, there's delusions out there, illusions as well, mirages, if you will. It's just that inner discernment that can help a lot, and our mind doesn't. Our mind is getting there, but Mercury's gonna have to retrace these things. So as we come into next week, so it's just got to go with the flow. But there is certain places in life that really do want your attention and effort and energy, and you'll know because they feel like they're growing and they feel like, yes, that's a great place to be. So I hope you have a great weekend. Let's see what's in the cards. See what's in the cards. I don't know why, I just want to keep shuffle. I could shuffle this deck. This deck shuffles nice. I could shuffle this deck. Maybe one more time. I don't want to waste all your time, but it's all right, it's ready. All right, Knight of Cups. Yeah, this is definitely a day to charge forward in life with what feels good and what's bringing you happiness and what's making you feel secure and whole. And, the Knight of Cups always reminds me of like spiritual body armor too. So when things are happening, it's not about taking it so personal. You are what's personal. Your personal life is what's personal. You don't have to take on projections from everything else. Like you got the body armor this week. There's definitely some help in Yods and Neptune, and it's like the heavens are smiling upon us right now, but we have to show them that we're going to keep moving forward as well. We got the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this is not the week to be in the pity place, to have our heads hung low. This is definitely a weekend to pick our heads up, to feel the abundance within, and to, we're not here to be a victim or to be in some state of lack. We're here to transmute that and bring positive, you know, abundance into our life, whether it's emotional abundance, physical abundance, it doesn't really matter, but it is the belief and the feelings that you have to get that manifestation to show up outside of yourself. And we got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is usually like the don't give it all away card. Like, do you have enough energy to put so much into something else or to give away? We have to look at what's really balanced. And if we don't have enough, this is a good recharge weekend, I think, to come back, charge our own, batteries so that we can give and be of service in a better place and in a better frequency. And, this weekend's more like chill out, let things happen, but you'll know when you want to put effort into something that you have it and you're ready to put that effort and energy in. And, yeah, you'll know. But don't just go giving to give if you don't have it, if you will. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Sending you all my best, and I will see you on Monday. Much love. Peace.